Hard luck, Kieran, but would you take some, you can take a bit from that game, I think, there.
Yeah, we can. Look, we can. I mean, we're looking at the last. I suppose really we're looking at the last because we were confident coming up here today. I'll be honest about it. We put a huge amount of work into this. Players were confident, and the group were confident, and our camp were confident, and we're very, very disappointed. Because I felt in the game that we could have won it, and even on the day you might look at the scoreline, but I think that our performance was really good at times. We dominated the game at times, but just didn't put it on the scoreboard. And you can't miss 118 and have 50% conversion when you're playing a team like Limerick, All Ireland, the Munster and National League champions. You just can't afford that, and that killed us today.
You had a great first half, but the 2 goals just before half time, they were really killers for you.
Yeah, they were sucker punches. I got to see them back now again to see what did we do wrong or what did they do right, or was it a refereeing error or whatever. I don't know, and I'm not saying it was because I haven't seen them. But they were sucker punches just before half time. But I thought we regrouped well. You give that kind of momentum to a team like Limerick, and you're always going to be up against it. But I thought our lads reacted very, very well. Got it back, I think, plus 3 points, and made some elementary mistakes then when we got it back, and a chance that we could have got it even tighter. And the lads we brought in made a big difference. Thought we were going well coming down the stretch, but just couldn't put the ball over the bar.
Yeah.
Sinbin, Kieran, obviously a big decision point in the game and a turning point from a Cork point of view, losing 4 points to 2 at that stage.
That's 10 minutes of the game, and it's 4-2, but I don't think it was a deciding factor because you could pick different 10 minutes and we lost different periods of it. It's just because that was a Sinbin maybe might have might come under scrutiny a little bit more, but at that stage we had, I think, Limerick up their game. We dominated, I think, the first quarter to the first water break. Again, kept them in a really with freeze, I think, to a large degree. But then they played really well in the second quarter and came out fighting in the second half. I thought we matched it in the main, but as I say, you can't play a team like Limerick and have that kind of a conversion now.
You get into the qualifiers now, and by the teams that have been knocked out today, that's got to be a championship in itself.
Oh yeah, I think the qualifier would like to be a mini championship, and we knew that coming up here. There's great teams going to be in the back door, and there'll be great teams in the front door, and the hurling championship is going to be like that. And in a condensed championship, which this is, every game is a championship, and I don't think that can be we didn't see this today as another opportunity game. We saw it as a game we wanted to win, and that's the way we approached it. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
Kieran, were you disappointed that you couldn't create as many goal chances as you had been during the league, or was that always going to be the case against a team like Limerick?
Absolutely, was always going to be 100%. And that was always going to be the case. They have a fantastic defence. They have a very mean defence, and we see that over the last number of years. So we knew that coming up. We weren't just going to be going to run the ball through them. And I said this before to lads during the league. There were some games you might target goals, others you mightn't, and you've got to vary your play. And if you're playing a team like Limerick, they will vary their play. They shoot from half back line, they shoot from midfield, then they'll take it on from half forward line. They'll vary, and we have to do the same. You're not going to beat the best unless you have options like that.
And did you feel that lessons were learned from the league game and the Gaelic grounds, like that overall it was a better performance, even though the scoreboard mightn't say that?
Well, I suppose you'd be the best judges of that. Like you're sitting up high here, it's hard to judge it from the line. So you'd be the best. I'll probably read it. I won't be reading it, but I'll probably hear or read what you guys say about it. But I mean, I thought our lads gave it their all. But as I said earlier, you can't beat a team like Limerick and having a 50% conversion rate. It's just not possible.
And what will it be like now to pick the lads up for the qualifiers?
Look, of course it won't be simple, especially for the next couple of days. But that's the game we're in. That's why you play hurling. That's why we're involved in management, and that's the challenge. You've got to review it, take the pain, take what goes with it, and get back on the horse again on Tuesday night and focus on the next day. That's the game we're in.
Preparations were hampered, Kieran, with a couple of injuries going into the game as well.
Yeah, well, look, we have a 36-man panel, and every team are going to have injuries, and you only hear a percentage of them. You hear this fellow might be out, or that fellow might be out, but every team, like if you're training like inter-county teams train now, you're always going to have fellas going in with knocks and going in with injuries, because it's not possible. You can't train one way, train and mind everyone, and then the day the game turn up and they're all going to be going full on. You have to train that way if you want to play that way. So you're always going to have niggles and injuries, and that's why you have a panel, and we trust the guys. We trust the 20 we can use every day, and we trust the 36 we have a training. So I would never say we were missing anyone or hampered, because that would be disrespectful to the lads who are on the team or on the panel or with us today.
If you go into the qualifiers,
Sorry?
If you were to take one positive from today?
Our Alsha was really good. We never give up. We fought to the bitter end. Like lads, we must realise we were up against a serious team today. You know, and sometimes we might forget that. So I thought we took the fight to them for many parts of the game and dominated many parts of the game. And I don't know what you thought of it like, but that's where I was sitting. As I said, you can't make the mistakes we made and miss the scores.
If you go to the qualifiers Kieran, and you get a win, you know, you're right back in the horse again, as you said, like, and it will give this team a huge lift, and I think that's probably what Cork need.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were a lot of young lads there today, and we've 3 guys making their debut, and we brought on guys making their debut, so we had a lot of new fellas on there, and you see some fellas who played an All-Ireland final coming up next week. Now 2 lads there that come in and have an All-Ireland final under 20 coming up next week, and they're both under 20 again in 2021. So young guys, and guys made their debut, but I think we'll have a big say in the championship yet.
Yeah, absolutely, Kieran. Yeah, thanks very much.